Barnaby Jones, starring Buddy Ebsen. Also starring Lee Merriweather, with guest stars Gary Lockwood, Corinne Camacho. Tonight's episode, Sunday Doomsday.
Good morning, Betty. How are you on this beautiful... What's wrong?
I don't know. That was on our door when I came in this morning, and this was with it.
In memoriam, Barnaby Jones, who will die Sunday the 4th. It's funny. I feel fine. Never felt better in my life.
That's 3 days from now. What kind of a sick joke is that?
Oh, forget it. I've gotten crank mail before.
Well, I'm not going to forget about it. I'm going to call Lieutenant Taylor or somebody down in that department if you're not going to, and I'm going to call off the barbecue for tonight.
Look, I'm taking it serious. There's no reason for both of us to panic. We'll have the barbecue at the ranch exactly as planned.
All right. No panic. Barbecue is planned. But are you going to call Lieutenant Taylor or am I?
Well, I think I'll pay him a personal visit. Somebody wants me dead Sunday. Sunday's a rotten day to die.
Your life's darn valuable to me, Barnaby. But not so much I can assign you an around-the-clock bodyguard.
Is that what I asked?
If I were you and you were me, I'd be screaming in your face and pounding a fist for you to get off your duff and protect a civilian like me.
I'm not really worried.
Well, I am. What kind of a mind sends a funeral wreath? A cruel, twisted mind. But that's not enough for us to move on, and you know it.
Who asked you to?
No, you didn't. But what do you want? Later.
list of men I sent up or helped send up. I want you to cross-check that against whoever came out of prison lately, let's say in the last 6 months, and give me a printout on it.
And what about all those names not on this list? The ones who never did any time because their lawyers got them off.
That would make the list too long. I've got to limit it somewhere. The man you sent to prison has got a bone to pick with you. You heard that saying, haven't you, Joe? Work on it, will you?
Okay.
I want to talk to every one of them.
Funeral wreath. What kind of a man thinks like that?
Psychopath, weirdo.
Daddy, not too fast. I'm getting dizzy. Please, I'm afraid.
More?
No, I don't think so.
The faster the better. You love
It's
it.
going too fast. No, please.
She's scared.
No,
She wants
I'm
off.
afraid. Please, please.
Hey, don't tease her like that. She wants off.
Who asked you?
I'm a mother, and I know when a child is scared.
And I don't like people butting in my business. What's it to you anyway, lady?
Listen, mister. I've seen her here before, but I've never seen you.
Please.
Who are you, anyway?
Ladies, I'm the little tyke's father.
Daddy, I want to go home. I want to go home.
Just one more thing, babe.
Hey, you can't do that.
Daddy, you're funny.
Race you to the car?
Okay.
Go on!
Oh, you're so late, you two. I was worried, and it's nasty outside. Did you have a good time?
Daddy played a joke on a lady.
Well, you're going to have to hurry. We're late for the doctor. Oh, come on now. Daddy should have brought you home sooner.
Hey, give Daddy a big kiss, huh?
Thanks for the nice time.
Okay, honey.
I mean it, Howard. I want you to see her, but you're just going to have to bring her home on time. We agreed upon a certain thing, and you have...
Don't you ever criticize me in front of our daughter. You understand, Bonnie? As far as she's concerned, we're supposed to be in love with each other. Understand? So don't you ever criticize me again.
All right, Howard.
Yeah, we had a nice time. She's a great girl.
Yeah. I'm glad. I want you to see her whenever you can.
Hey, look, I appreciate it. I really do. It's going to be a regular thing now. I got a job right here in town, draftsman.
That sounds wonderful.
I learned it while I was in prison. I'm good at it, too.
Well, I'm glad everything's going so well for you.
Hey, you know what? I kind of got a serious girlfriend.
Well, that's very nice.
Yeah, we wrote a lot while I was in, and it's got kind of serious. In fact, I was going to ask you a favor.
What sort of favor?
I want to get her a birthday present. You know, I don't know, she keeps talking about a dress, a nice dress.
Yeah, okay. What size does she wear? What kind?
Just about your size. Hey, she keeps harping about basic black, so why don't you get her a nice black dress, huh?
Sure.
Oh, Bonnie. Here's some money for the dress. And just maybe you could put that in with it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Your money's no good, Danny. Put it away. Give the gentleman another drink. We'll be at the table. Your money never was any good, Danny.
Another milk, too?
Maybe later.
My money wasn't that bad. Passed for 7 months before anybody hollered queer.
How was it in the slammer this time, Danny?
You meet old friends. What's on your mind, Jones?
You working, Danny?
No, Barnaby, I'm not. But it's a funny thing. I don't have to check with you or my parole officer. My parole was over the 17th of last month.
Congratulations.
So?
Do you want to knock me over, Danny?
You? It's not a bad idea. But it's no way to make a buck.
How do you figure to make a buck?
I'm moving to Hawaii. I'm getting married. My new wife has a steady job there. Look for yourself. 2 tickets, L.A., Hawaii. One way. Leaving Saturday, see? You satisfied?
Satisfied? Checked out Danny Gernreich, number 7 on the list. Big fat 0, Joe.
Why don't you just hole up out at the ranch and lock your doors until we can find out if this screwball is for real?
I'm a growing boy. I need fresh air. You mean crawl in a hole and pull it in after me? For how long?
We'll have a final printout on the rest of those names maybe tomorrow.
Barnaby, there's a Jonathan Conroy on the line. He says it's personal. We don't have him in the files.
Excuse me, Joe. Barnaby Jones.
This is Jonathan Conroy, Mr. Jones. You remember me from the Newport Ski Club last 4th of July?
Well, I don't exactly recall, but what can I do for you, sir?
Well, I certainly remember you. You and you knew everything about them guns.
Betty, try to trace this.
You still there, Mr. Jones?
Yes. I was just trying to recall our conversation. I really don't know everything there is to know about guns.
Well, now, I'm fixing to go hunting in a few days, and I just wanted to make sure I took along the right equipment.
What kind of game are you going for?
Well, the animal I'm tracking, Mr. Jones, stands about 7 to 3 inches tall, weighs maybe 180, 85 pounds, and has gray hair. You got any ideas?
Yes. Don't aim that gun at me unless you're hiding behind a rock.
Oh, it'll be face to face, Barnaby. You can count on that.
Listen. Are you still there? Hello? Hello? Any luck?
No, darn it.
Well, I couldn't hold him any longer. Forget it.
He didn't sound familiar to me. A real cutie.
Will you reach your friend?
I reached him. Well, he agrees with you. That's the one. I'll take it. We'll say 20 rounds of high-powered ammunition.
I know you'll find it's everything you require, sir. Sir, I realize the chamber is empty, but a good rule is never point a weapon at anybody. Unless you want to kill him.
You're absolutely right.
Jones. Tamar is too much. Is he a trick horse?
You bet you he's a trick horse. Matter of fact, before I came out of retirement, I taught him quite a few stunts. Because we're probably a little rusty now, but we'll see.
Rusty. If Barnaby isn't fishing when he takes a break, he's out here riding Tamar.
Yeah, it's getting a little dangerous riding in the valley.
Stray Indians, Barnaby?
No, freeways. Well, Tamar, you got an audience here. Step up, folks. Step up a little closer, folks. See Tamar, the one and only. Are you ready?
Oh, there.
For an encore.
Good boy.
He's a good old boy. Yeah, he's a good old boy.
Betty, your barbecue is delicious.
I'm glad I saw you go off your diet, though.
It's gonna take 2 weeks in the gym.
Sorry about that.
Well, I have to get rid of it somehow.
I beg your pardon. I have a delivery for a Betty Jones.
Well, that's me. A package? Barbie, what is this, a surprise?
Not from me, maybe from one of your other admirers.
Yeah, thank you.
Looks nice, whatever it is.
Yeah, well, let's see. Hey! It's not my birthday. What is this beautiful dress?
For you to wear at Barnaby Jones' funeral.
You're the last person I expected to see. The last I ever wanted to see. Excuse me if I keep working. I promised this customer.
I don't want to bother you, Mrs. Paget. I want to talk to your husband.
That's a good one. Funny. Funny ha-ha and funny peculiar. I'd laugh, but it's just a little bit too ironic. Well, you can't talk to Marty. So if that's all, goodbye.
It's just for a few minutes. It's important to me, and it might be important to the both of you.
Why all this interest in Marty now? You couldn't care less when you sent him up in '58.
I didn't send him up, Mrs. Paget. He broke the law, and the law sent him up, and you both know that.
What's so important all of a sudden?
Somebody's threatening to kill me.
I hope they do.
It's obvious that it's someone who hates me, and Marty's on that list. Where is he?
In Saltell Cemetery. He was in a hospital ward all last year, and he finally got his hands on a pistol.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, Laura, believe me.
Barnaby Jones' office, may I help you?
Yeah, this is George T. Lane speaking, L-A-N-E. Is, Mr. Jones there?
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Lane. Mr. Jones isn't in the office at the moment. Can I take a message?
Well, gee, I do want to reach him right away. It's important. Do you know where I might find him?
I'm sorry, he's due at a meeting at Century Plaza West, and I don't think I'll be able to reach him. He's due out of there about 2:15. Could I have him call you then?
No, I'll call back. I'm not in the office right now. Thanks, goodbye.
Goodbye. This just came special messenger.
No fingerprints. Didn't expect any.
Felt pen you can buy anywhere and no trace on that special messenger either.
You can buy this photographic paper in 1,000 stores in Los Angeles.
This is obviously taken, and he returned the dress. Hey.
What?
You remember I told you the man called, never called back?
Yeah.
Well, that's how he got that when I told him where you were going to be. Let me get that name.
The name is George somebody, except it was Jonathan something when he called from the skeet shooting club. No, names and sound of voices aren't going to help us now.
Barnaby, all this, the wreath, those pictures. Why would anybody...
Go to all that trouble?
Yeah.
He wants me to sweat, pulling the wings off the fly.
You want me to call Joe Taylor?
No, not just yet. Betty, if I asked you to draw a circle on something, what would you use?
Size of these?
Size of those and as perfect as those.
Oh, water glass, bottom of a coffee can, maybe?
No, perfect.
One of those, whatchamacallits the kids use in school.
These weren't drawn by any kids, and those whatchamacallits are a compass or a pair of dividers. Perfect circle. Right on the nose. Now, each one of these prints has a little hole right in the middle of the circle. And these crosshairs he drew in, you could draft plans with those right angles. So who are we up against? What kind of profession would you say we might be dealing with?
An engineer? Draftsman, maybe?
They teach drafting in penitentiaries.
A draftsman. A draftsman who's a real cutie.
Thank you.
Roger Gossett, 1940 North Channel Road, Santa Monica. Released from Chino Authority 29 November last year.
Anybody else?
Negative.
Okay, thanks. Roger Gossett, Barnaby. Unless there's somebody convicted on a federal rap and sent out of state, Gossett's got to be your man.
Have you checked the disposition of those sent to federal penitentiaries?
Sure, it's in the works. We should be getting a teletype from Washington any time now. But I'll bet it's Gossett. He's local, he's a draftsman, and he learned it in jail.
Roger, are you too busy to see anybody?
No, Mom, send him in.
Hello, Gossett.
Barnaby Jones? I don't believe it. Hey, it's good to see you, no kidding. How about a cup of coffee?
No, thanks. Good to see you, too. How's it going?
Oh, great. Whole new career. Couldn't be better. Say, what brings you here?
Somebody's trying to kill me. I thought maybe you.
Why should I want to kill you, Mr. Jones? You did me a favor, you know.
I did? How do you figure?
Well, look, when you nabbed me, man, I was dying. I had a habit. I was pushing. Now I'm clean. I'm working. I got a future. Besides, I couldn't very well kill you even if I wanted to.
Why not?
You remember the New Year's riots at Chino, don't you? See, I figured if I had to make a trade, losing my mobility, but finding myself, well, that's more than a lot of guys ever get, isn't it? So, like I said, between what you did and getting the education in prison, I gotta figure somebody did me a favor.
I see. Oh, no, that's all right. Listen, thank you for that. Bye.
Thank who for what?
Well, it worked out like this. There were only 2 men sent up on federal charges. Setlin is still in Leavenworth. But in Atlanta.
Howard Lee. Fraud.
No. He was released last week. And he has a trade school qualification in...
Drafting.
Drafting. Production artist, rendering, like that. They said he's an exceptionally fine student.
Did they know where he went on the outside?
No, he served his full sentence, was released. That's all the warden knew. What now?
I can take it from here.
Take it where?
Well, there are plenty of places where I can look for him. Old address, old friends, hangouts. Don't worry about it.
What do you mean, don't worry about it?
Well, you got things to do, and thanks.
For what?
I think you just saved my life.
We still have to get through tomorrow.
Oh, you got any special plans for...
Barnaby.
I'd like you to plan to spend tonight and all day tomorrow at the ranch.
All right. What about you?
Oh, I'll be here. I won't be able to cover all the bases I want anyway. I'm going to ask Joe to let me use a couple of hotlines. I might ask some of the off-duty boys to help me out. I'll be here till I poop out, and when I get sleepy, I'll sack in on the daybed.
I don't like it.
Nobody's asking you to like it.
You sure you'll be all right?
I've done it before.
You will eat something, won't you? Which reminds me, I've got to do some shopping. Cupboards look pretty skimpy after the barbecue.
You can take off any time. Oh, honey, before you go, would you get me Joe? Look. We're better off than we were an hour ago. Before, all we knew was that there was somebody out there wiring a booby trap for me. At least now I know what the booby trap looks like.
Betty Jones, isn't it?
I beg your pardon?
Betty Jones, Hal's wife? I'm Brian Harper.
I'm sorry.
UCLA. I was a friend of Hal's, and you and I met several times after the games. Well, obviously you don't remember.
Forgive me. Brian Harper, how do you do?
Yeah, Hal and I were in the swimming team together, and we were both Sigma Phi's, the literary society. I was in the Bahamas when I heard about Hal. Sorry, Betty.
He's quite a guy.
How's Barnaby?
He's fine.
Well, I met him once.
Oh.
Yeah, after that famous water polo game against Berkeley.
Oh, yes, I remember that one.
Well, give him my regards.
I'll do that.
It's nice to see you again, Betty.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You out of gas?
Out of something, Betty.
Well, listen, there's a gas station a couple blocks down. You want me to give you a lift?
Gee, you sure I'm not putting you out?
No problem. Come on.
Okay.
Oh, thanks.
Well, he must be in trouble again, Mr. Jones. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here.
I wanted to be sure. That's why I want to talk to him.
But I never know when he's going to show up. I mean, we are divorced, you know, when he was in. Howard only comes by when he's visiting Chris.
Where's he living now, Miss Lee?
I really don't know that. Can't you tell me why you're looking for him?
You know if he's got a job?
I think he does. He has a good job with a drafting firm or something.
He does nice work. He do his own printing, too?
Yes, it always was a hobby of his. Do you know what pictures like this would cost done professionally? Now when everything was seeming to work out for him, he even has a girl. They like each other a lot. I even bought a present for Howard.
A dress.
Yes, that's a very good guess.
A black dress.
How did you know that?
Thank you very much for talking to me, Miss Lee.
But Mr. Jones, do you want me to tell him that you're looking for him, or...?
I think he knows.
Don't come in shooting, Barnaby. Just me. Just looking after the store.
How we doing?
Not a peep around here. McManus called in about 9:30. He'd hit 3 of the addresses. Nothing. Going out to Hollenbeck now.
How am I going to square it with you guys? On your own time? You're experts. I get paid for working.
Shut up, meet your pie. Did you have anything to eat at all?
Yeah, sandwich somewhere in the car. Blanks, huh?
Me, I don't expect him to make a move until Sunday. These psychos get hooked on a battle plan. They follow it. Did his ex-wife open up? But Howard is in town.
It's Howard Lee, Joe. He's a draftsman. Camera is his hobby. He asked his wife to buy a black dress for a present. Pass inspection?
You both pass inspection.
I hope we can say the same thing Monday morning. Why did you get some sleep?
You kicking me out?
With thanks.
Okay. Okay, I'll lock up. You take care.
Hello?
Barnaby?
Betty? You all right?
No, I'm not. Barnaby!
Hello? Hello, Betty?
Well, don't worry. He'll call back. He'll dial frantically. I bet he wishes now the foreman would stay on Sundays.
Barnaby, he wants you to come alone.
Do what Howard says, Barnaby.
Lee, if you harm her in any way, She's just leverage.
It's you I want. Like I said, you and I, face to face.
I'll be out. I'll be there in 40 minutes. Don't you hurt her.
No mistakes, Barnaby. No tricks. Just remember, I can see in all directions out here. No innocent pickup trucks cruising by or horse vans. And if a helicopter just happens to fly over, well, I'm not sure what I might do. It might make me think you were going back on your word.
How can I help it if a car...
You just better. Hang up now, dear.
Barnaby, don't worry about me.
Do you usually have a big breakfast, or is it just toast and coffee or something like that?
What?
Well, I don't want to cause any trouble, but I thought you might be hungry, too.
You want me to fix you breakfast?
I would appreciate it, Betty. Though I don't want you to put yourself out.
What do you want?
Well, scrambled eggs or an omelet. Either one would be fine. Whatever you want, Betty, would be fine with me.
Would you like some orange juice?
Great. Frozen.
We have 6 trees.
Must be nice to have fresh orange juice anytime you want. You know, I've learned a lot about you two lately. I've learned a lot. What gets me is how you can stand it. I know the hours you put in, alone in the same room with him, all the time, every day.
Barnaby?
Yeah. He likes to boss you around a lot. I know him. I know what he can be like. My father was exactly the same way. They even sound the same. I know that kind. Love to give orders. Yes, sir. No, sir. Have to run the world just the way they see fit. Rules and laws. And if you step out of line, whack!
Barnaby isn't like that.
You know, everybody practically forgot about it. Jones didn't have to keep after me. It was all over, a lousy fraud. Everybody forgot about it. Nobody was even paying him by then. He just didn't want to have a case like that still on his books. What the hell difference did it make? I'll tell you. A gold star for him and 6 years out of my life for me. She'd just been born, too. I knew my daughter 6 lousy months before Jones butt in. Once a week. That's how many times they let me see her. A couple of lousy hours a week. But Barnaby Jones, boy. He thinks he's God Almighty. You finally made it!
Where is she? Where's Betty? What have you done to her?
Nothing! She's just fine! She's in the ring! Why don't you see for yourself? Hey, boy! Are you just gonna stand there?
I'm coming up!
Hold it, Barnaby!
Betty, are you all right?
Hey, Betty, he wants to know if you're all right.
He killed Shane.
I know.
Hey, Barnaby! Why don't you come a little closer? Hey, Barnaby! What's the best thing in your life?
She is.
Good!
Whatever you want, Howard. Just say it.
I've got it, Fred. Dead. Dead. You'll be my friend.
Listen, Howard.
Just keep coming, baby. Come on.
You said this was between you and me. Let me get her out of here.
Barnaby.
You all right?
I will be. You?
Soon.
Sunday.
Yeah. Sunday.
Barnaby.
Barnaby Jones, starring Buddy Ebsen. Also starring Lee Merriweather, with guest stars George Maharis, Albert Salmi, James Luisi, special guest star Madeline Rue. Tonight's episode, The Deadly Prize.
what do you want?
Anything to declare?
Nope.
What's this? Coffee. Coffee it is. Have a nice day ashore, Mr. Hollister.
Come on, Bert's got it. Let's get out of here.
Relax, will you? We know where to find him.
Come on, Bert's leaving. Let's go.
Relax. What's a rush?
That was awful. There should have been another way.
We didn't have any choice. Hollister made the first move when he tried to deal behind our backs.
Still, it doesn't seem right. We were friends.
Yeah, that's right. We were friends until he tried to steal the $600,000 for himself. Don't worry about it. You know, we ought to be thankful to Bert. He found a way to do it quickly.
Bert, I'm sorry we're late. I tried to get Vince to keep up, but... Oh, my God.
He's dead.
It's not here. The thermos is not here, Vince. Did you talk to anybody, Warren? What are you talking about?
Only 4 of us knew about it. 2 are dead. I didn't talk to anybody.
Well, it wasn't me. I swear it. I swear it.
You didn't talk to anybody? You didn't make a deal with anybody?
Not me. Maybe Bert let something slip, or Hollister, for that matter.
All right.
But somebody knows about it. Yeah, but who? We'll figure that out later. First, we gotta get rid of Bert's body. No, wait a minute. Not me. Do you want to start answering a lot of questions when they find the body? He's getting heavy. Get him in. You know, they gotta find him. Sooner or later, they gotta find him.
Not necessarily. All this junk will be halfway to Japan before they even think of looking for him.
Now all we have to do is find that thermos.
That thing makes more noise than a tomcat caught in a barbed wire fence.
I guess you get used to it. 28 years on the docks, you get used to a lot of things.
Yeah, I guess you do. You ever see an accident like the one that killed Hollister before?
Cable brake failure? It happens, not often.
But you can't duplicate it.
Well, that doesn't prove anything. You know, when they inspected that brake, they found that it wasn't even worn. Just goes to show you can't trust machinery.
Or people. You sure there was nobody else around the rig?
I told the police that I was at least 100 yards away when that load fell. Me and the gang steward was having a little set-to about how fast I was moving the cargo. If you don't believe me, ask that punk steward.
Well, Mr. Fountain, I was hired by California Meridian Insurance to investigate the accident, to determine the extent of their liability. Now, Roy Hollister has an uncle in Cleveland who stands to collect a bundle.
It's like a lot of those insurance companies. They try to wriggle out from under it.
And you feel it was an accident?
Oh, yeah, it couldn't be anything else. After I got back to the cab, the brake lever was just the way I left it.
How long was that?
Well, it was after the ambulances had left. Police were still there, of course, and the steward.
I understand. You don't think of those things at a time like that.
You know how I got it figured? It was Providence, Mr. Jones. That feller's time was just up. Providence.
Well, my problem is to find out whether Providence had a helping hand. Boy. Good boy. Good old boy, yes, sir.
Help you?
Well, I hope so. Nice dog you got here.
Barnaby's one of the finest drug inspectors in the service.
Barnaby? Interesting name for a dog. Highly intelligent-looking animal.
I didn't catch your name.
Jones. I'm checking out the accident for California Meridian Insurance.
Oh, yeah, Hollister.
You know him?
Well, only from his passport. I saw his utility bag, name on most of his clothing.
You seem very observant.
Well, this is part of our job. You'd be amazed what some people try to slip past us.
Hollister give you trouble?
No, his bag contained only the ordinary items.
Like what, for instance?
Well, let's see, a change of clothing, a thermos, razor blades, the normal toilet articles, that's all. Okay?
Fine. Did you notice what happened to the bag after the accident? It seems they've gotten lost.
No, in the excitement, I'm afraid I didn't.
You mentioned the thermos. Was there anything in it?
Coffee?
That's what the customs fellow said Hollister had in his thermos.
Yeah, well, diesel fuel aboard this tub tastes a lot better.
You didn't build it up too much. A little thicker, this could pass for axle grease.
Yeah, it's a fitting cause for mutiny.
Makes you wonder why Hollister would have taken a thermos over to shore. What kind of a fellow was he?
He was a good worker. He's a heavy equipment operator overseas before he quit and signed up with us for the trip home. Tried to get him to stay aboard.
But he didn't.
Hollister was a man with plans.
What kind of plans?
Well, he never did say, but I have a feeling they were big. You know, when you've been to sea as long as myself, you get to be able to read a man. Ever since he came aboard...
Where was that?
Cambodia. Why?
Just wondering. Mr. Murphy, that bag that the customs agent mentioned, it didn't show up in Hollister's effects. You suppose it could have been brought back aboard and got misplaced somewhere?
We checked everything. Well, there's this work logger. Maybe somebody stuffed it back in there.
Can we take a look?
Sure, come on.
There it is. Well, let's see.
Nothing. Not a sign of a bag.
Here's something.
Funny, they don't fit.
On the contrary, this may be the only thing about the case that does fit.
Oh, hi. Wonder when you were coming back. Did you decide to do your Christmas shopping early?
I picked up a few things.
Well, California Meridian called. They're anxious to see your report on the Hollister case.
So am I. So am I.
Listen, What's all this about?
Coffee.
Coffee?
Or what Roy Hollister would have wanted people to believe was coffee. Betty, if I guessed right, you can call California Meridian Insurance and tell them to hold up payment on the claim for that accident, because it may have been murder and not an accident at all.
All because of coffee?
All because of something of value that was supposed to be coffee. Now, would you get me the water? And watch carefully, because I once saw a man in a circus make an elephant disappear this way. Right now, the water. Now, for all intents and purposes, what do we have?
A thermos of water. Oh, coffee. That's clever. What made you think of it?
Well, I found some pieces like this in Hollister's personal effects. The customs officer said that Hollister was carrying a thermos just like this when he was killed.
And the thermos hasn't turned out.
Right.
So the accident begins to smell not so accidental. What was he smuggling, drugs?
No, I don't think so, because the customs dog would have probably sniffed him out, and he didn't. There was room in here to conceal something of value.
If you're right, Hollister's death becomes convenient and profitable to someone.
Betty, I'd like to see the dossier that California Meridian sent over on Hollister. And I want the name of the firm that Hollister worked for overseas.
Well, that's Westland Engineering, and their home office is in Orange County. How's that for efficiency?
Better be careful of that, Betty. You leave yourself with nothing to do for the rest of the day.
Hello, Myra.
Hi, Vince.
What, aren't you going to ask me in?
Oh, well,
Come on, open up. I'm sorry to bother you. I wouldn't have come, except it's important. What's the matter, Myra? Something wrong?
No. No, I'm just a little extra nervous lately. I'm worried about Bert. I haven't seen or heard from him, have you?
As a matter of fact, that's part of the reason for my coming. I have some stuff that I borrowed from Bert, and when I tried to return it, I found that he had moved.
Hold on, Vince. Hold on, Vince. Just hold it, Vince. Just hold it. What are you doing here?
Put that gun away. Think, Warren. I mean,
Would I be here now if I knew where the Buddha was?
Warren, put the gun away. Please. Okay, you guys. Let's tell me what's going on.
Well, the thing is, we need some information. Did Bert ever mention any close friends? I mean, other than Warren and myself.
You know, Bert, everyone's his friend.
No, he means somebody else other than the three of us. Somebody that Bert might have trusted. I mean, somebody he met recently. Did he mention any names?
I don't know. I can't think of any. Why ask me? Why don't you ask Bert? You can ask Bert, can't you? Something has happened to him, hasn't it?
Well, you see, we were on this job together, and it was kind of dangerous.
Tell him, Warren. Bert knew what he was getting himself into.
Okay. Let's tell me. Where is he? What's happened to him?
Bert's dead.
What?
We had nothing to do with it.
I don't believe you. How could that have happened?
Well, he was murdered.
He was shot. We don't know who did it. I mean, I guess that's why we're here. We figured he may have said something, mentioned somebody, give us a line on who did it.
Where is he now?
Well, we had to get rid of the body.
What do you mean you had to get rid of the body?
A salvage yard. By now he's on a scrap boat halfway to Japan. There's nothing else we could have done, Myra.
Oh, no, no! Get out! I want to tell you. Get out of here! Come on, leave me alone! Just get out! Just get out! Get out! Get out!
Roy Hollister? Roy was what I call a perspiration engineer. As good a man with heavy equipment as I ever saw. Could teach it, too.
That why they sent him to Cambodia?
Yeah. But then he volunteered for all the hot spots. Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, you name it.
Seems to me it'd be rough enough just getting a day's work done without gorillas popping out at you all the time.
You can say that again. But then Roy was a cool head at times like that. You know, he was something of a hero.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, there's a clipping of it. I'm right inside the door of my trailer. Help yourself.
Thanks. Sangidar. Sounds familiar.
Well, you probably read about it in the papers. It's an Asian temple.
Says here they were trapped in there for 3 days.
They might still be there if Roy hadn't sneaked through guerrilla lines to get help.
These other men, they're still with the company?
Well, Davis is. He's our field supervisor. And Bucola handles the heavy stuff like Roy. He's still around. I don't know about Logan. He's freelance. Haven't seen anything of him since they closed down the Asian project.
You have any idea why Hollister didn't fly back home with the rest of them? Seems to me working your way back on a freighter is a long way home.
You got me. Maybe Davis and Bucola could tell you.
You know where I can find him?
Well, Bucola generally hangs out around the maintenance shack. Davis is another matter. He's all over the place in that truck of his.
Much obliged. Would you mind if I keep this picture? I'll get it back to you in a couple of days after I get a copy made.
Sure. Oh, looks like you're in luck. There's Davis now.
Mr. Davis?
Sir.
I'm Barnaby Jones, investigating the death of Roy Hollister for California Meridian Insurance.
Oh, yes, that was awful. It was funny, though. I mean, after all he'd been through to go out that way.
I just got a few questions I'd like to clear up.
Like what?
Well, I was hoping you might be able to tell me why Mr. Hollister chose not to fly home with the rest of you. Why he signed on that ship.
Afraid you're asking the wrong man. Actually, Roy and I weren't that close.
Oh? I assume from this picture you were.
Look, we just worked together. I don't know why he did things. Still, I'm sorry about what happened to him.
Yeah, I imagine you would be, especially since it saved your life.
Roy knew I was grateful. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Well, I'm not sure. Since you and Roy weren't that friendly, you probably wouldn't know anything about the thermos that he went ashore with.
Thermos? What thermos?
The one that's missing.
I'm afraid I can't help you.
Well, you've already helped quite a bit. Oh, do you happen to know where I can find Bert Logan?
We haven't kept in touch since we got back.
What about Mr. Picola? He still works at the firm?
Yes, he does. He's not here this afternoon. His son got to him. He went home early.
Would you have that address?
Yeah. He's at the Wellborn Apartments on Collins near Park.
Thanks again, Mr. Davis.
Yeah.
Mr. Picola? Mr. Picola?
You are right. The coroner ruled Vincent Bucola's death an accident. He died approximately 1 hour before you arrived there.
No fun being right when you know you're wrong.
You don't agree that it was an accident?
Couldn't prove it was anything else.
But you don't believe it. Why?
Too convenient. I could have sworn I was just starting to get somewhere. That Davis, well, he was covering stuff up, that was for sure.
What do you think? He killed Bucola?
No, time-wise, too close. Just too close.
What else?
Too many accidents on this case.
Barnaby, that's no evidence.
What about the shower curtain?
What about it?
It was outside the tub. Everybody knows that when you take a shower, you put the curtain inside the tub when the shower's running.
Well, you can't sway a jury with that.
No, I guess not. You got anything on Logan?
Nothing definite yet. He left his apartment about 2 days ago. Left no forwarding address, but I did get name of his girlfriend, Myra Staley. That's her address.
I better talk to her. I just thought of somebody that might be able to help us. Chick Forrester in the State Department, security office. Call him. Tell him I'd like to see him.
He'll want to know whether it's fishing or business.
Tell him it's business, but I'll be doing a little fishing.
Chick Forrester, please.
Go away.
Miss Staley? Miss Staley, can I talk to you?
Okay.
Yeah, what do you want?
My name's Barnaby Jones. I'd like to talk to you a minute.
Look, I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't feel so good. I just don't want to talk to...
Just take it easy. Just sit right down here.
Thank you.
Just sip this. When did you eat last?
I don't remember.
Well, if you're planning to break any records, you gotta eat. Or that stuff will break you. Here, finish it.
Who are you and what do you want?
I'm a private detective trying to find Bert Logan.
Oh.
Now just sit back and relax.
Look what I look like.
That's good. When a lady starts worrying about how she looks, that means she's feeling better.
You're very nice. Why do you want to find Bert?
I think he's in trouble. Serious trouble. And from the sound of your voice when you mentioned his name a moment ago, I think the same thought may have occurred to you.
I haven't seen Bert for a long time. You assume quite a lot, Mr. Jones.
Not when I can get the truth. The truth isn't always in people's words. It's in a woman's eye. The way she tenses up when she hears a certain name. Or the ache in her voice when she says it. I'd say that Bert Logan meant a lot to you, Miss Saley. I want to help. Unless I miss my guess, his life's in danger.
No. He isn't in any danger. He's dead. He was murdered.
You know that for certain?
Ward Davis and Mince Cola were here yesterday. They told me.
Did he also tell you who killed him?
No. They were looking for something. Something that killer had taken, I suppose.
And they thought you might know who had it. I hate to ask you this, but did they happen to say what happened to the body?
There is no body.
I don't understand.
They said something about salvage. Scrapboat.
Sorry, Miss Steele. Truly sorry.
Barnaby, how are you?
Check. Just coming up to see you.
My girl said that Betty called. What can I do for you?
You still in the East Asian Bureau?
Sure. You want to claim political asylum in Tahiti or something?
Not yet. This is information. Sangidang Temple. Ever hear of it?
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of it. Tell me, is it important?
Could be. What's the matter? Security?
No, it's just embarrassing, Barnaby. One of those small catastrophes that seem to be plaguing us wherever we go these days.
Like what?
The monks at the temple have been screaming bloody murder ever since we pulled our economic mission out of there.
Let me guess. They just discovered there was something of great value missing.
Now, how do you know that? You're right. It's a small item called the Sun Ming Buddha.
Sun Ming Buddha. Can you give me a description?
I can do better than that. I'll put you in touch with an expert. And if you can locate the Buddha, I'll buy you the finest steak in Los Angeles.
Sounds important.
It's a matter of saving face, Barnaby. It's just one of a series of things. The monks claim that we looted a sacred object. If we can prove them wrong, it'll be a big help to us.
What's the Buddha worth?
Small fortune, but even more than money.
Not to some people.
Hi, Mr. Johns.
Hi, I'm looking for Davis.
Well, you'll find him just under the bridge.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Davis.
Oh, Jones, isn't it?
That's very kind of you to remember. You got a minute? I got a couple more questions.
I've told you everything I know.
Funny, Myra Staley thought you might have a lot more to say.
Myra Staley's a drunk.
She said you told her that Bert Logan was murdered and you helped dispose of the body.
She can say anything she likes. I had nothing to do with that.
What about Mr. Bucola? You're a fool if you sent me over there knowing he was dead.
Why would I? Besides, they said it was an accident.
Like Hollister was an accident? I suppose you didn't know anything about that either.
You're guessing, aren't you, Mr. Jones?
Am I?
And not very good either. Look, if you don't mind, I've got some work to do.
What if I told you I know about the Sun Ming Buddha?
The son what? Look, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
And you better check your insurance. It's a bad case of dying going around in your circle of friends.
Jones. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Where's Davis? I was just talking to him.
Hasn't come down. He must still be up there.
Davis? Davis! Mr. Jones! Davis is here. I understand the Sun Ming Buddha is 1,400 years old.
Can't be dated exactly. Could easily be even older.
One solid emerald. Very impressive carving.
An antiquarian like yourself can well appreciate the workmanship. With a precious stone riding at the outcome, the artisan's head was in jeopardy also.
How much would something like this be worth?
Properly cut, the intrinsic value of this emerald is approximately $300,000. But as an object of art, well over $1 million.
That's the way they'll move it.
Well, how can you be so sure?
A freshly cut emerald leaves hardly any trail in the gem market. But whoever has the Buddha has already gone to a lot of trouble to cover up his tracks. That means they're going for the big money. They're going to try to sell it in one piece.
Very shrewd. Mr. Forrester said that you had hopes of recovering the Buddha.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That is right. I knew when it was taken. I even knew how it was smuggled into the country. The only thing I didn't count on is that somebody wanted it bad enough to leave 3 bodies in his wake.
I thought there were 4 murders.
Only 3 bodies. Count them. Hollister, Davis, Piccola.
Oh, what about Logan?
In his case, there was no body. All we have is Myra Staley's word, and she got her information secondhand.
Bert. Oh.
Shh. It's all over. It's all over.
Why didn't you tell me?
I had to make believe I was really dead, honey. You couldn't have faked it through by yourself. We both know that.
Vince and Warren, they made it seem real.
It was real. For Warren.
I don't understand.
Vince was in on it. He helped me make it look as though I'd really been shot. Don't you understand, Myra? If we could convince Davis that the Buddha was really gone, we only split 2 ways.
Vince is dead.
I know. Now we don't have to split it all.
Sometimes you frighten me.
Honey, here it is. Look at that. It's all ours. Now all we have to do is find the man and pick up the money. $600,000. A new life for both of us.
No, Andy, I don't think so.
Go ahead, take it. It's a present. Just don't drop it.
Hi, Andy. Nice of you to come see me.
Jones, before you start, I'm in costume stuff now, strictly legitimate. 4 years and 5 months behind bars convinced me.
Seems to me you told me the same thing a few years ago when you were handling more hot jewelry than Sir Francis Drake.
Yeah? Only this time it's true. Ask Betty. See? Looks like a million sells for a buck.
Excuse me.
Andy, I need information. This is very big. Emerald Buddha. Worth more than $1 million.
Buddha? What do I know about Buddhas? I told you. I'm out of the hot jewelry racket.
Andy, they have killed 3 people, maybe 4.
Yeah? That could give the business a bad name.
The way I figure, there are only 3 men in the whole world who can fence anything this big and this hot without cutting it first. Ranger in New York, Callinger in Lebanon, Hoffman in Holland. Coberly could handle it, but he's in Quentin.
Honest, Barnaby, they don't tell me anything anymore.
Andy, you owe me.
Okay. Maybe Granger's taking a deal.
From New York?
Try the Carlisle Apartments. He just got into town a couple days ago.
Exquisite. There's absolutely no doubt of its authenticity. My buyer will be very pleased. Fine. Now, if you don't mind, I'll take the money. I have a plane to catch. Oh, of course. It's all there. 600,000. You know, we could have closed the deal 2 days ago if you hadn't insisted on small bills.
Hello. It's for you.
Hello? Hold it. All right, nice and easy now. The gun over your shoulder.
How'd you know I was going to pay you a call?
I got a friend downstairs.
But the only one you got left is Myra. I got a friend downstairs, too. The manager.
That's fine. Inside. Sit down.
Who is he?
Take it easy. He's not a cop. He's just a private detective.
This was not part of the deal. What's going on?
I'll handle it.
Yeah, it's like a wolf handled the sheep. I'm afraid you bought more than you bargained for, Mr. Granger. Logan here just sold you a piece of 3 murders.
Is that true?
I said I'll handle it. Now you take the Buddha and get out of here. I'll take care of Jones.
Oh, sorry. We had a deal, but it did not include murder.
You see, Logan, a man in Mr. Granger's line of work has ethics. Thieving is one thing, murder is another.
Just leave the money right where it is.
Now, look, I told you the deal is off.
I said you take the Buddha or nothing.
I'm a businessman, not a fool.
Then you get nothing.
Don't try it. Now hand it over, nice and easy.
Bert, is everything all right?
Thank you, Myra, for joining the party. Saved a lot of time rounding everyone up. Operator, get me the police. Sergeant, I'm going to need another copy of this report for California Meridian Insurance. Proving it was a murder is going to save them a bundle.
Barnaby, they said you wanted to see me.
Seems to me I remember you're saying something about buying me a steak.
You recovered the boat.
Of course, you're going to have to sign a lot of papers. But you government fellas are used to that.
And when I do, the State Department will be happy to buy you a whole steer.
A whole steer? Look, I don't want to throw the country into an economic crisis. I'll settle for a couple of steaks.
You got a deal.